Hello boys and girls, lovely to see you all. I'm missing you all terribly. Santa is coming to the Welsh Valleys. That is our book for this evening. Let's have a read. Well, boomed Santa, have all the children in the Welsh Valleys been good this year? Well, mostly, answered the little old elf as he bustled across the busy workshop to Santa's desk. Santa peered down at the elf from behind the tall tea-ring piles of letters that the children of the valleys had sent him. Mostly? Asked Santa, looking over the top of his glasses. Yes, but they've all been especially good in the last few days, said the elf. Jolly good, chuckled Santa. Then we'd better get their presents loaded up. Even though the sack of presents was really, really big and the elves were really, really small, they seemed to have no trouble loading it into Santa's sleigh. Though how they managed to fit such a big sack into one little sleigh, even they didn't know. But somehow they did. Splendid, boomed Santa. We're ready to go. Not quite, Santa, said the little old elf. One of the reindeer is missing. No. Not a good start. Missing? Which reindeer is missing? Asked Santa. The youngest one, Santa, said the elf. It's his first flight. I've called him, but... Just then, a young reindeer strolled up, munching a large carrot. Where have you been? Asked Santa. But the youngest reindeer was crunching so loudly that it was no wonder he hadn't heard the old elf calling. Anybody in your house a loud eater? My dad is a very loud eater, and I'll be honest, it's really, really annoying. He will not be happy with me sharing that with you. Oh, well, never mind, said Santa, giving the reindeer a little wink. He took out his Santa nav. Get it? Sat-nav? Santa nav? Made me laugh anyway. And tapped in the postcode CF for the valleys. This will guide us to the valleys in no time. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Onomatopoeia there, isn't it? When a word imitates the sound of something. With a flick of the reins and a jerk of the harness, off they went, racing through the sky. Ho, 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 laughed Santa. We'll soon have those parcels delivered to Rhondda Cynon Taf. So, Rhondda Cynon Taf is actually a county not too far away from Newport in the valleys. North of Newport, if you like. Santa's sleigh flew through the starry night, heading south across the North Sea. On they flew into the crisp wintry air, crossing the coast over Colwyn Bay. In the wink of an eye, the sleigh was flying above Snowdonia and over both Wells. The youngest reindeer was very excited. He had never been away from the North Pole before. And you can see them there, flying through the starry night. It's a beautiful illustration, that, isn't it? They were just crossing the Brecon Beacons when, suddenly, they ran into a blizzard. Snowflakes whirled around the sleigh. They couldn't see a thing. The youngest reindeer was getting a bit worried, but Santa didn't seem worried. In 2 kilometres, said the Santa Nav in a bossy lady's voice. What do you think of my bossy lady's voice? Keep left at the next star. I don't know why I'm putting on an American accent there. But madam, Santa blustered, I can't see any stars in all this snow. Soon they were hopelessly lost. Then, through the howling blizzard, the youngest reindeer heard a faint ringing sound. Ding dong! He looked over at the old reindeer with the red nose, but he had his head down. Red nose, I wonder who that could be. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, dong dong, ding dong, ding dong. There was that sound again, like clocks chiming, ringing. The youngest reindeer turned round to look at Santa, but Santa wasn't listening. He seemed to be arguing the little box with buttons on it. With the flick of a harness and the jerk of the reins, the youngest reindeer gave a sharp tug and headed off towards the sound of the chimes, pulling Santa and his sleigh behind him. Whoa! Cried Santa, pulling his hat straight. What's going on? Then to his surprise, he heard a ringing sound. Well done, young reindeer, he shouted cheerfully. It must be St. Tidfil's church. Don't worry, children. Santa is coming. But suddenly, crunch! The sleigh hit something as it plummeted through the snow. You have arrived, said the Santa Nav unhelpfully. Finally, when the snow had died down and the clouds parted, Santa discovered exactly where they were. Stuck right at the very top of the clock tower of the old Merthyr Town Hall. Everybody pull! The reindeer pulled with all their might, until at last, with a screeching noise, the sleigh scraped clear of the tower and Santa steered them safely over Nant Morlice, up the hill, past the junior school, and down into Cyfarthfa Park. But he had his head down. Red nose, I wonder who that could be. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, dong dong, ding dong, ding dong. There was that sound again, like clocks chiming, ringing. The youngest reindeer turned round to look at Santa, but Santa wasn't listening. He seemed to be arguing with the little box with buttons on it. With the flick of a harness and the jerk of the reins, the youngest reindeer gave a sharp tug and headed off towards the sound of the chimes, pulling Santa and his sleigh behind him. Whoa! Cried Santa, pulling his hat straight. What's going on? Then to his surprise, he heard a ringing sound. Well done, young reindeer, he shouted cheerfully. It must be St. Tidfil's church. Don't worry, children. Santa is coming. But suddenly, crunch! The sleigh hit something as it plummeted through the snow. You have arrived, said the Santa Nav unhelpfully. Finally, when the snow had died down and the clouds parted, Santa discovered exactly where they were. Stuck right at the very top of the clock tower of the old Merthyr Town Hall. Everybody pull! The reindeer pulled with all their might, until at last, with a screeching noise, the sleigh scraped clear of the tower and Santa steered them safely over Nant Morlice, up the hill, past the junior school, and down into Cyfarthfa Park. Luckily, there was no real damage done, but the parcel had all been jumbled up. Santa quickly sorted out the presents into order. Right, said Santa. Thanks to this young reindeer, I know where we are now. Don't worry, children. Santa is coming. I don't know, though. He looks a little bit worried, doesn't he? A bit perplexed. Santa drove his sleigh expertly from rooftop to rooftop, all over the valleys, popping in and out of the chimneys as fast as he could, which was pretty fast for a chubby chap. What do you think they're implying there? That he's got a bit of a brown belly? There were big chimneys in Bryn and small chimneys in Cumbach. He squeezed down thin chimneys in Bargoed and plummeted down fat chimneys in Cefn-Coed. The youngest reindeer was amazed at how quickly they went. Santa never seemed to get tired at all, and it looked like the children in the valleys were going to be very lucky this year. But the youngest reindeer was starting to feel a bit weary and quite hungry too. Sounds like Mr. Phillips, always hungry. In house after house, Santa delved inside his sack for parcels of every shape and size. He piled them under the Christmas tree and carefully filled up the stockings with surprises. In house after house, the good children of the valleys had left out a large mince pie, a small glass of something, and a big crunchy carrot. What do you leave out at home for Santa? I know I used to leave out, and still do leave out, I should say. Because even when you're older, it's still nice to do, to leave things out for Santa. I leave out a big glass of milk, a big mince pie, and Mar and Mauer, a big carrot. Santa took a little bite out of each mince pie, a tiny sip of something, wiped his beard, and popped the carrots into his sack. I think that would be Father Christmas' favourite part. Getting all those treats along the way. From Abertillery to Aberdare, from Pontypridd to Pontypool, from Treherbert to Treharris, and all the places in between, Santa and his sleigh visited every house in the valleys. Santa delivered presents to Abigail, Aidan, Alid, Alice, Alan and Harrod. The list went on and on. Wendy, William, Wynne, Yvonne, Yestin. Finally, Santa had delivered the last present on his long valleys list. Great moons and stars, sighed Santa. It's past midnight, and my sack seems as heavy as ever. I hope I haven't forgotten anyone. Santa opened his sack to check, but it was full of juicy, crunchy carrots. Santa shared out the carrots between all the reindeer. Well done, lad, he said, patting the youngest reindeer gently on the nose. But the youngest reindeer didn't hear him. He was too busy munching. Then it was time to set off for home. Santa reset his Santa nav once more to the North Pole, and soon they were speeding off over the viaduct at the heads of the valleys, through the crisp, starry night. You can see him there, busy away chomping. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Ho, 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 laughed Santa. Merry Christmas, Welsh Valleys. And that is that. Now, I've thoroughly enjoyed reading that to you. And I just want to say a very big diolch yn fawr to our wonderful PTFA and teachers and staff that help out with them, because it's been great that we've still been able to do this superb event this year. So, gwaith dda to all of you, and I hope you have enjoyed this evening. Nadolig Llewin.